Iced tea is the cool, sweet beverage of family gatherings and American freedom. Iced tea is a simple, quick-to-make beverage that I will be showing you how to make in this video. So what you're going to need for your iced tea is a gallon-sized tea container, some Lipton gallon-sized tea bags, hashtag not sponsored. You can also just use like 5 normal-sized tea bags, that would also work, but we make tea so much that we just use gallon-sized tea bags. You will also want a teapot with which to brew your tea in, a measuring cup of probably at least 2 cups, that's probably good enough, some sugar, not quite this amount, and also ice with which to cool your iced tea. And also one of these bad boys, this spoon thing. To start the brewing process of your tea, you will place a gallon-sized tea bag or the 5 smaller tea bags into your teapot, and then you will also take probably at least 2 cups of water is good, and you will want to heat it till boiling, which you can do in either a kettle if you're European, I guess, or you could just stick it in the microwave for like 5 minutes. Alright, so now that the water is done boiling, you can't tell here, but when you take it out of the microwave it'll be bubbling. Then you pour it into the teapot over the tea bag to start the brewing process. And then you will also want to cover your teapot with something, preferably a teapot lid, but we don't have one, so we use this. And when you're letting your tea brew, you're going to want to let your tea brew for like a minimum of like 15 minutes if you want it to be really fast. You can let it sit for longer, but you don't want to let it sit for too long or else it may go bad and then you'll have to just throw it out because it doesn't taste good. So I'm going to let this sit and I will be back when it is done brewing. Alright, so now that the tea is done brewing, we are going to put 1 1/4 cups of sugar into this tea container. So you don't have to put exactly 1 1/4 cups of sugar in here. If you're a southerner and want like extremely sweet tea, or you just like sweet tea in general, then you can add like the rest of this in if you wanted to. Or you could put less in if you wanted to. You can also just completely leave out the sugar if you're a heathen. Now that the sugar is put into the container, you add just about 2 more cups of boiling water into the sugar to melt it. So now that the water is once again boiling, you can now pour it onto your sugar so that it melts. And that's where your big spoon comes in, so that you can mix around the sugar in the hot water so that it is completely dissolved. Now that all of my sugar is dissolved, I can now add in the tea and just pour it right in there. And if you want to get a little more tea out of it, you can also run hot water through this and then just pour it in here and you can get a little more tea out of your tea bag. And now that the tea is in the container, all you have to do is fill it up with cold water up to probably about here, and then fill the rest up with ice. Now that we've added all the water in, we put in the ice. There we go. And now to let this cool some more, you stick it in the fridge. And now that you've finished your tea, you can drink the sweet, sweet beverage of freedom.